Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you, and I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to day 2 of the conference on energizing India's electronics industry for global value chain. And now I'd like to welcome on stage our first speaker for today. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's welcome Mr. Sudarshan Pitti, Head of Chennai Factory Nokia Solutions and Networks Private Limited, a professional with over close to 30 years of experience in high-tech electronics and automotive manufacturing operations, currently the head of Chennai Factory Nokia Solutions and Networks Chennai, making the latest telecom equipment in the world. Welcome, sir. A round of applause, everybody, once again. Please be seated, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome next Mr. Richard Potota, the Senior Director of Business Development, McDermott, Alpha Electronics Solutions. He's responsible for Alpha's business in India, Sri Lanka, Middle East, and South Africa. He has vast experience in the electronics industry for 36 years in technical and business development, PC Fab and Assembly, India and overseas. Well, he is the recipient of the prestigious award, including the President Award for the Best Salesperson in 2014 Global, and is also the Honorary Treasurer for LCNA. Welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome now Ms. Sri Ramya, the Associate Vice President, Guidance, Tamil Nadu, to please come forward with a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it up and let's welcome Ms. Sri Ramya on stage. I'd like to welcome Mr. Manjunath VH, the Assistant Director, Karnataka Udyog Mitra, to please come forward. Can I request Mr. Atul Lal, the Senior Vice President, LCNA, and Managing Director and Vice Chairman, Dixon Technologies India Limited. Sorry about that, he's the President of LCNA. Welcome, sir. He has been associated with Dixon Technologies since its inception and has over 25 years of experience in the EMS industry, has served as a member of the Technical Evaluation Committee for Electronics Manufacturing Services under MSIPS, constituted by the MITI, and served as a representative of the LCNA on the Committee for Reliability of Electrical Components and Equipments. Welcome, sir. Let's hear it up, ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, please. And now I'd like to welcome on stage Mr. Raju Goyal, the Secretary General of LCNA, with a round of applause. And now I'd like to hand over to Raju, sir, for the welcome remarks.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome. Just a few remarks from me to welcome everybody. This is today as well as an equally exciting day in the conference for us. We will be covering some very valuable topics, more focused on the industry. We have from the government, of course, we have two young officers with us. We have Ms. Ramya and from Guidance, Tamil Nadu, and Mr. Manjunath, who's from Karnataka. Karnataka is also supporting this program, and he's here to share some information about the Karnataka policy. He will be joining. I think he will be here with us. He may be on the way, and I think Sandeep is out looking for him. He may be on the way from the hotel. They were at the hotel, so hopefully he'll be here in time, I think, sir. We had a very fruitful day yesterday. We had Mr. Krishnan, the Secretary, MIT, with us, and his speech was not only comprehensive, it was, I think, extremely valuable, and he has made it very clear that the government is really keen on having a special policy for components and value-added manufacturing, which is great. We had Mr. Abhijit Agarwal, who's from MP, the state of Madhya Pradesh, and they have a very attractive policy, and not only a policy, he also announced a PCB cluster in Gwalior, and he said that we are ready to launch it. The project has been kind of in a limbo for some time, but they are now ready for it. So any of us who are interested in PCBs, want to set up a PCB unit there, they are prepared to give us all types of support, and for that they have a DPR ready for the project already, and it's not far from Delhi, it's in Gwalior, so that way it's a good location. And last but not the least, of course, we had the minister himself, Dr. T.R.B. Raja, very dynamic minister, industries minister of Tamil Nadu, who was here. He was here for a short while, but it was a whirlwind kind of visit. But he is somebody who really, creates enthusiasm in the industry. He creates confidence, and he was the one. His main message was that we are not just signing MOUs in the gym for the sake of signing paper, but we are going to convert them into quality jobs. So I think he was very clear about it, and they are very, very keen to support electronics. So I think with those few words, Nicole, I will hand this back to you. These are, and I welcome everybody to have a great day here, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Raju sir. Now I'd like to request Mr. Sudarshan Pitti, the Head of Manufacturing Operations, Nokia Solutions and Networks, to please come forward and address the gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it up with a round of applause for him, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajuji, for introducing me and making this event happen year after year. Of course, there was a lot of appreciation yesterday, and we continue the appreciation today also. Distinguished members on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a distinct honor and privilege to join you all today in the 13th Source India Conference organized by Elsina. I wish again to start by thanking the organizers in Elsina and the sponsors for today, for today's event. This is a great platform to enable meeting buyers, suppliers, and academia and government to start a dialogue of support and working together to build this global value chain. It's extremely important for all of us to come together. So electronic manufacturing as of today has a substantial import content, and we all know about that. The local value add is for most of the products is around 20%, or in fact less than 20%, excepting for very few products. Though this is a challenge, this is an opportunity too. So we can broadly divide this challenge and opportunity into 4 categories and 4 key areas, so that we can segment on areas of growth for making this a global value chain. So I would try to look at it as the first topic as materials. Then the second one would be testing and support ecosystem. The third major area would be quality and productivity. And of course, the fourth most important area would be R&D, research and development. So looking at material, principally because in many products, complex products at least, material contribute to about 90% of the total value. And as of today, we are importing most of it. We all know about that. So this is a challenge today. We'll have to store more inventory and of raw material. And knowing about this type of industry, it is very clear that change keeps happening, and change management is a very key aspect in this industry. And obsolescence is a big risk because of the excess storage of raw materials that we have. The second thing important is the freight cost that we are incurring compared to the eastern side of this world. There's a significant freight cost that is adding up to the value of the product. Then comes the geopolitical risks. When we talk about the supply chain of the supply of raw materials, and the export control regulations of different countries keeps changing dynamically. That suddenly some of the movement of a particular type of products would stop, and then there's a risk of not meeting the commitments to customers. So that is another area, and of course the working capital that is required to do our business goes up because the inventory is slightly higher. So inventory becomes a very key area, and a local supply chain would definitely help. And there is a very clear need for local area, in fact, local supply of passive components for electronic industry. And of course, PCB, as you spoke about, and you have been working, and Elsina is extensively working with the governments, various governments, in setting up the PCB source, and especially PCB above 6 layers are absolutely important. And every single electronic product has a PCB, and this alone can contribute to about 5 to 10% of the total global value chain that we can support from this part of the world. So this is a significant area, a significant focus. which we can also look at regional support, not only from a national support. So it is absolutely important that we focus on the PCB area. Then we should also talk about mechanics with plating. Though it sounds simple, mechanics, plating, predominantly gold plating and silver plating, because electronics needs specialty, low resistance parts to ensure that it meets the high standard of efficiencies. So those are absolutely important. Then we get on to the high current devices, especially when we talk about FAME, when we talk about EVs. The high current devices like the MOSFETs, IGBTs, that is a very different ecosystem that can come in, and we can focus on that. But I would keep the active components slightly in the second phase, because active components is a specific need of a particular OEM and it is subjected to change. So yeah, let's keep the SOC part maybe for the second phase. Let's do the initial ones, which is more common, widely used across industries together in the first phase. So with that, I would just move on to the other areas, what the electronic industry or needs and to look at. So testing is a key area. Testing and the support ecosystem. When we talk about testing, the local test equipment for manufacturing needs. So test equipment is more capex intensive than the SMT, surface mount technology is cheap, to be very frank. You invest once, it can be used over many years. But testing is a need that keeps changing too often, and it is absolutely capex intensive. So, and this is one area where the local ecosystem can, support in coming out with test equipment. It's not the R&S of the world. It's not only the key sites of the world that can do it, but it can also be many players who can learn and get those here. And of course, Mr. Ramchandran is doing a good job on that in getting some of the test systems here. Thank you, Mr. Ramchandran. Yeah, and the next area is, of course, product level testing to conformance of standards, EMC, EMI, those type of things. Government is also trying to set up labs to support with a consortium of private players. So that is also happening, but we should have to utilize that in the right way. Then the assembly automation is also important, and there's a huge need. Today, not only assembly automation, we also talk about SMT. SMT comes from maybe 4 or 5 players around the world, nobody else. And there's a huge ecosystem to support this country's needs, because we are now going up in the global value chain. So that is a huge opportunity there. And local capabilities and cost competitiveness for tooling and test fixture lead time. So testing fixtures needs quick changes, and we can't always keep relying on fixtures to come from somewhere in the world. So we'll have to develop this particular type of ecosystem to reciprocate fast. So that is one area. Then we talk about opportunities on quality and productivity. This is extremely important when we're manufacturing at scale. So defect prevention through vision-based systems, or we can even talk about quantitative measurements. So there's a huge scope for this. So even if somebody is, nobody comes to make a defect, okay? Everybody comes with a positive intent of generating value, but when a person is repeatedly doing a particular task again and again, there is a possibility of defect escape that can happen. So we need prospective systems, even with AI intelligence, to say and augment the operator to help prevent a defect. That is one area where we have a great opportunity. Then we talk about flexibility of assembly to optimize footprint and mindset. And one thing is very, very important. Right from the start, we design the lines. We should understand that the business will change. There will be a new need coming up, and we should have the flexibility to change, and automation should be capable of that particular change. Otherwise, this business is going to be changing forever and always. And the mindset of low-cost manual assembly to cost-efficient automation in automated assembly is something to be thought of at every level. And of course, I would take Shashi as a great example, and he has been trying to do that, and many others have also been looking at this particular area, and this gives a great opportunity for the ecosystem to support. Okay. And skill development, it is just not the universities, it is also like AR, VR, specifically for the job that is to be done at that factory at that particular stage. So there is an ecosystem that can support the training of the need of that particular station. So we'll get closer to that. This is apart from college curriculum. Okay. Then when you go to R&D, I request maybe if students and professors are here, maybe they can think of running students' projects a little long term, so that we address the need. We also bring in aesthetics and design early, so that when the product is ready, it is marketable. So those things can be thought about. And we can always question the best performing products to reinvent newer ones and enhance with enhanced features and simpler fundamentals. And government is also supporting on the startup ecosystem. So there's a huge role for the academic institutions and collaboration with industries and MSMEs in particular to come up with great innovative products, so that as an ecosystem we become global value chain. Just to sum up, okay, is it possible to imagine lifestyle without electronics? Absolutely not. Electronics plays a fundamental role in shaping nearly every aspect of modern life, influencing communication, healthcare, security, automotive, industries, and our daily routines. Our journey will be marked by challenges, but within these challenges lies an opportunity. So let us not merely aim to meet international standards, but to set new benchmarks, showcase the progress of India's electronic industry, from designing cutting-edge components to manufacturing advanced systems. Our goal to be synonymous with quality, reliability, and innovation. I extend my gratitude to each and one of you for being a part of this transformative dialogue. Together, let us chart a course that propels India's electronic industry to the forefront of global value chain. And it is possible, it is absolutely doable, and I am confident, and many of us here are thinking in the direction to support every possible person, every possible organization to collaborate, to share the thoughts, and we are here today for that purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pitti.